reach early. All right. Welcome to the latest edition of the Inside Lacrosse Google Plus Unit Talk series. We are live from Baltimore's M&T Bank Stadium, host of the Final Four Championship weekend. This time around, we are trying something new this year, a live Google Hangout, live looking at the media day for championship weekend. All 4 teams will be kind of rotating through over the next hour. Well, 3 of the 4 teams, since Denver has not made it here yet. They're stuck in the tarmac.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. But we're here with Denver. We're also here with McInerney from Inside Lacrosse as well. Teddy McKenzie and Christian Bergdorf. How we doing?
Good. Doing real well.
Thanks for hopping on to the Hangout. We appreciate it. But first off, just kind of tell us when you got here, what you did today, and kind of what's been the scope of things since you got to Baltimore.
Yesterday we flew in from Denver, took a flight with the whole guys, everyone, and the rest of the Denver crew. Got in kind of late last night, made it to the hotel, and today woke up early, had a nice breakfast with the team, and had practice over at Loyola. And then since then, just been kind of hanging out with everyone, watching some TV.
This traveling is really nothing new for you guys. You kind of got this down pat, I think, at this point of the season.
Yeah, we're used to it. It's not really too big a big deal anymore, so it doesn't affect us too much of it.
It's like our 11th or 12th time traveling. We're pretty used to it. It's pretty normal for us.
Yeah.
Any secrets to making travel less impactful?
Make no excuses.
Yeah. Yeah, have fun with it. We brought a deck of cards and we were playing cards and playing stuff, so maybe not as bad.
It's a really good time to bond with your teammates. It's kind of nice to get out of school every now and then. Get different roommate pairs all the time. Get closer to different guys. Guys you get to probably hang out with. So.
How does Coach work that? Do you guys room together? Do you have a different roommate each time? Do you try to get another fellow defenseman, or do you try to mix it up and have an attackman with you one day?
We try to. Coach tries to. I think he just random, just mix it up. And I think it makes it that much better instead of always being paired with the same guy and whatnot. Try to spice things up.
Yeah, so your coach all the guys on the team rather than just your little flicks.
Nice. What you guys work on in practice today?
Well, I mean, we went back what we've been doing all week, just obviously getting into the basics and beginning stick work, and then just going through scouting stuff and then up and down and all that. Just really just get our sticks in our hands again and get us feeling for the heat out here, which is different than back in Denver.
It's in Hatfield. Just focus on us. That's what our kind of motto is the entire year. Just do what we do. And pretty much every time we start practice. So focus on the simple things.
At this point of the year, you've done everything. You've prepared for games every week. There's really nothing new you can do at this point, is there? You just kind of try to be yourselves and see how the chips fall a little bit.
There's always room for improvement, as Coach says. Work on your footwork as a defenseman, offensive shooting. That's always mainly focused on offenses like shooting and whatnot, passing. And Coach just kind of reiterates the same thing over and over to yourself and do the small basic things, the larger picture come together.
This being a team that you faced before in the season, that was so long ago now. What can you take away from that game that maybe you can build on for this one?
Well, we really felt that we could clean up our clears a lot, so we worked on that a bunch, really getting down on where we're supposed to be and how we're supposed to react to different situations. So that was really big for this week of practice.
I think also that earlier on we didn't quite know who we were as a defensive unit and offensively as a team. I think now we obviously have an identity of who we all are together, and it's just clicking much better. The second game of the season, we got everything, have that good team. I think it's looking nice for us.
What's been the evolution? I mean, a freshman stepping into pretty much the top of the long post. Teddy kind of still learning the long pole position or long pole, job there in terms of playing post defense. Still learning a little bit. Carson's only a sophomore. You guys are pretty young on defense. What's been kind of the evolution? It seems like the second half of the year you guys really clamped down on D and really have been, lights out on defense the second half of the year. Has there been any difference? What's kind of been the evolution for you guys?
I mean, the more we played with each other, the more we got used to each other's tendencies and have a better feel for each other in the field. We know where each other are almost all the time without even looking. So the communication's easier, and we just trust each other really. We always have each other back if we make a mistake, and with the slide package helps a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of pretty hard playing with different guys. You're not playing every day, doing every drill with them. Being able to be vocal out there and talk with each other makes it easier to talk with. Like, you might say the wrong thing, but they know what I'm saying, or vice versa. So I think that's definitely kind of an evolution towards where we're at now. And I think confidence as well. Confidence is also helped us a lot. Everyone's saying we're not that great at defense and whatnot. Never really got the light. Actions speak louder than words.
And this year you kind of see the tide has turned. Everyone is now aware of how good this defense is. A lot of press in the past month or so about how you're holding all these teams below 10 goals. How does that change things for you? Does it change at all?
No, nothing changes at all. Just go out and do what I do. Saying.
Was that what you're saying? We don't mind proving ourselves week in, week out. Like, it's a challenge for us, really. So we enjoy it almost being like what they say, the weakness of our team. So it's proving ourselves on Saturdays or Sundays when we're playing. It's kind of fun for us.
Well, what have you guys learned? I mean, Phil Tierney is a defensive mastermind, won 6 national championships. What have you guys learned from him, especially you as a younger guy coming in this year and then you again picking up along 4 years ago? What's been kind of that learning process with him? What does he taught you the most?
Really, our slide package is based off a lot of positional play, so he's really helped us manage us a lot in approaches and how we play our attack, and then like learning tendencies through film. So because we do like a lot of film work in the week, so just picking up tendencies on attack and making sure we practice those tendencies like in practice with our scout team, and working hard at that.
Knowing your personnel definitely plays a big factor in it, but I think he also hammers away at the little things. As a defender, good angles, don't be topside, kind of really instills that. And I just started playing 2 years ago and picked up a whole new play, and I had to learn against playing against Park Matthews, not some novels. So instead of tackling, you go through a lot of getting yelled at, but it makes you better. If he's not yelling at you, it's not a good thing. So.
And you mentioned, Mark Matthews and Demopoulos. Like, you get to play against, arguably the best offense in the country, week in and week out in practice. That's got to make you feel good when you're lining up, against Final Four teams this weekend and against, all the teams you faced in this road to the championship weekend here.
Yeah, going against our offense is a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Makes us better every day. Coming up with Coach Brown comes up with something new all the time, and normally shows in practice right away, but with Coach Sheridan as well, he coming under Coach T's wing, he's been an unbelievable coach as well, and getting to where we're all at, he's really kind of taking the reins and been able to help us kind of go against our offense, which go bad for other teams to have to go against. So,
who wins more in practice, offense or defense? When you do your 6-on-6?
Well, it always has to end with offense winning. Really, we figured that one out. Brown doesn't let it go anyway. Otherwise, so they would say they win every time, but I would tell them.
Yeah, definitely.
Just let it get over with. Gotcha. So what's on tap for tomorrow? I'm always fascinated by the downtime. So much downtime you guys have in such a pressure situation. You're playing for 40,000 people on Saturday, and you got to play 20 hours of downtime tomorrow. What's on the agenda?
Normally we have down. We're kind of so used to traveling when I'm like Villanova twice during the season, and one day we had like 2 days full of downtime getting ready for the game. Just fine. We just kind of goof off, hang around. We're still in school too, so a lot of kids will, like half the team will try to be doing some homework and whatnot. Other half will be just kind of goofing off, hanging out, and just hanging with the boys.
Yeah.
They try to get us out of the room too, try to let us sleep all day, so they bring us out for lunch and we'll have a practice. And try to make us check in the lobby as much as possible so we can't just be doing nothing all day, keep moving a little bit.
Yeah, breakfast is always early, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Keep you active. I love asking the movie question too. You guys travel so much. Any movies that have fan favorites for the teams this season?
But like a huge bin that one of our buddies back at school allows us to take. So kind of been through the whole. I think we've all seen all of it.
Yeah, there are really 100 movies in that thing. But I've got Miracle on my computer, which I've watched like 5 times in the plane. Never gets old, so I've watched that a bunch. It's good.
Mr. Alaska's good one too.
Oh, wow. I've heard good things about that.
Yeah, it's great.
We got the hockey influence from that good hockey team at Denver here.
Yeah, good friends of ours.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nice. Did you guys play hockey back in the day?
I did. Yeah.
No, I never did.
So tell us a little bit about your football background. You played in Bucknell for a year.
Yeah, I started off playing football at Bucknell. I actually ended up quitting like right before one of the games because I tore my knee during preseason, and so I was kind of rehabbing all fall and ended up knowing I was kind of on the redshirt transfer. And Coach T actually coached my brother at Princeton, and I grew up going to a school where Jamie Faust grew up, and so found out from there. Just like never done it. So playing football is just kind of, it was pass, it was tough, it was fun, but cross is a lot more fun.
And speaking of Jamie, what's that dynamic like for you as defenseman, splitting time between two goalies? You kind of get the best of both worlds with both of them in there, and both the two goalies that could play on majority of these Final Four teams that start.
Yeah.
How does that kind of change the dynamic for you guys communicating during the game?
I mean, it helps a lot. We communicate well with both of them, so we never have problems with that. But they're both great at clearing. They're both great at seeing the ball, so we don't really have much problem with that. We never feel out of whack when it comes in halftime, so we never see any problems with that.
But yeah, communication, which is probably the most important thing as a defensive player. We're both great, really good at that.
Personality similar, or are they kind of different personalities?
Complete opposites.
Yeah,
It's really funny. Faust is more of a kind of dialed in and kind of serious, but he's more stern, where Ryan's kind of a little bit laid back and goofy. Yeah. So it meshes well. Definitely meshes well.
Nice. Well, we're signaling that you guys are going to rotate out of the hot seat here, so we appreciate you guys coming on to this maiden voyage live from the Final Four.
Yeah, thank you.
Good luck this weekend. Good luck to the defense.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. All right, we got a couple more Denver guys hopping in for us here before they jump out. How we doing? Sean.
Here.
Oh, there you go.
Sean. Nice. Well, we
you guys introduce yourself, and we're live on the air right now. So
Sean Canizero, junior midfielder. Eric Adamson, junior midfielder as well.
Nice. We got a little defense to offense. Defense was talking about how much they beat up on you guys in practice. So, do you have any response to that?
They think they get the best. But ball goes in the net quite a bit.
Yes, I'm sure. Well, yeah, you guys have had a great season so far offensively coming into Saturday's semifinal game against Duke. How are you guys feeling offensively? Just, how you're clicking, how you're flowing on the ball moving around?
We're feeling pretty good, and I think Coach T mentioned this earlier in the week, but we're looking to get a little quicker. We are patient, but we also want to get the ball moving quicker and being a little faster on offense. Yeah, we do a lot of stuff to set up our looks, but within that motion, we just have to play faster. And sometimes that motion is going to create opportunities for us.
And Coach Brown has been such an influential coach, in Division I lacrosse. Can you just tell me the impact he's had on you as a player?
An amazing impact. I know I came from a non-traditional lacrosse hotbed, California, but when I came here, I didn't really have the lacrosse IQ that I do have now, and he's a big part of that. So I got to attribute him to all my success and all of our success as a team and offense. So yeah, he really makes the offense click. You just learning the game under him. You just get out there and you just play so much better. You just anticipate the game. You're in the right spot. Just helps so much.
How do you describe what is so effective? Everybody talks about his schemes and what he does as a coach, to put in for you guys. How do you kind of describe what not obviously what the keys are, but what works so well? What makes you guys so tough?
I think he watches a lot of film, and he does.
Yeah, answer that question.
Squeeze in here?
Yeah, come on in. We'll
Scoot
over. We got Jeremy Noble hopping in here. We got enough room. Yeah. All right.
Get in your chair.
Very good. All right. Plenty of room. All right, Jeremy, say hello.
How's it going?
The millions watching.
Packed house. We'll continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, basically, I think Coach Brown just really reads what the other team's doing, and we have so many plays. We were talking about this earlier in practice, how we have probably like 50 plays or something, but he's able to use those and read the other team and see what's going to work and see what's going to work with our offensive skill set. So I think that's contributed to a lot of success that we have.
You were saying how you have so many plays and so many different combinations and sets you can run. How does that not get confusing for you guys? How do you kind of keep it all straight in your head?
Yeah, practice. Practice makes perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you kind of mentioned on Sunday like how many different books you guys had, and that it wasn't confusing though. It wasn't too much. Like how is that? Like how do you manage that?
I think you're practicing 5 to 6 days a week. So I mean, and you're starting in September, right? So I mean, if you're practicing those plays gradually throughout the year, and a lot of it's just out of sets, a lot of little wrinkle into it, and call a different play and stuff like that. But Coach Brown does such a great job with that sort of stuff. So it's really not too bad. I mean, we don't have the most intelligent guys in our offense, and all of them can remember it. Something's going right, but I mean, look at our offense, especially. I mean, Coach Brown can give us all the plays that he wants, but unless it comes down to execution out there, nothing's going to happen. So a lot of the time, that's why you scout other teams. You're going to know what the other team's doing on offense, but a lot of the time, it's how you execute it. So a lot of the time, we're going to know what Duke's doing. Maryland, Notre Dame's going to know what the other's doing out there, but just kind of execution is main thing.
What have you seen from Duke's defense? I don't want to say exploit, but just what have you seen from their defense, and how are you going to adjust to it from last time you played?
I'm not sure if we're going to change too much, to be honest. I think we're just going to play our game. I mean, they're phenomenal defense, but we have some athletic guys on our team as well. Look at how big and strong and tough and quick their defense is. But I like our side of the ball, and I wouldn't trade any of these offensive players for anyone on the other team.
Gotcha. You were talking on Sunday about your first experience with Final Four and how eye-opening and different that was, and you kind of mentioned that again, and kind of what's different now that you are actually here.
Yeah, actually, I sort of remember freshman year coming in at halftime. It was so hot outside after that Final Four. A little bit cooler this weekend, it looks like, but I just remember coming in and looking at myself in the mirror quickly, and I was like, holy crap, it was just so hot out there. Just young little freshman out there playing on such a big stage and stuff like that. So I'm going to try to make sure that doesn't happen to any of our freshmen. That's my goal for that. But that year was unbelievable. We had such a good senior class. I was actually talking to one of the seniors, Jamie McDonald, that played starting defense for us that year. He was a senior when I was a freshman. It's sort of interesting how to see everything's come full circle with the team from we're back to Baltimore. It's my senior year. It was my freshman year. Great defense, great offense again, good face-offs that are coming in. We're staying at the same hotel too, so it's sort of just everything's coming in full circle for us seniors. So hopefully we can change how the outcome comes on Saturday.
Guys, how's your experience been so far down here? Obviously, you just got haven't experienced too much. But, what's your game plan, and how's your taking in the experience here?
Yeah, I mean, I've been to Baltimore for the Final Four probably 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
As a kid, I just loved to come down here and watch. So I've experienced the whole phenomenon, I guess, multiple times, and I hope the fans turn out like they did in those days. Now I'm ready for it. Philadelphia last year was a fun experience, but that's behind us already.
Yeah, I think I'm just trying to soak it in because it's already my junior year. It's our junior year, and it's been going by so quick. So you just gotta seize the moment when you can.
Is there any preparation, like playing in front of 30 to 40,000 fans is pretty different than playing in front of 2 or 3 or on Sunday 8 or 7 or 8?
Yeah.
It's a big difference. How do you as a player, and I've never experienced that obviously, what most people haven't, what is the difference and how do you compare?
I think one thing that sticks out to me is the amount of pressure Coach Brown and Coach T puts on us in practice. Although there's no fans in the crowd, and the pressure that those coaches put on us in practice, I think can simulate into playing in front of a crowd out here, just with the amount of pressure that can be on you, especially in practice sometimes from those guys. So they do a great job putting pressure on us in practice that can make us successful, I think, in games, especially this weekend.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with Jer. I think, during practice, they're always, on you, and even in the game, if you mess up, you're not looking at the crowd, you're looking at Coach G, so
he's looking back.
Jeremy, you just mentioned a little while ago about making sure the freshmen don't kind of get weary-eyed with this big stage. What are you doing with them, and how are you preparing them for this?
To be honest, thinking about my freshman year, I relate to my freshman year a lot. I think there's only so much you can say to freshmen, and they'll go in one year and out the other, just because it's been a long year. That's rightfully so. It's been a long year. So I think more so the actions of the juniors and seniors, the way we present ourselves at practice this whole coming week, the way we present ourselves in the media, the way we present ourselves before pregame meals, before pre-games, and stuff like that. So I think just the presence of us and acting confident, calm, cool, and collective, I think, is the main thing. Once they see us out there on the field come Saturday and looking at, hey, we can do this. We've been playing together all year. I think that's one of the major things. I don't think you can say too much verbally. It's more so action.
Yeah, for you, obviously your brother also in town, pretty cool. Last year you had your sister in town as well, pretty cool. What have you talked to Connor at all and how he's doing, how Maryland's doing?
Yeah, I mean, I like the chance personally against Notre Dame, but I don't know. I've never played against him in a sport before, so this is kind of like a new opportunity for both of us. Always been on the same team, but I mean, the way I look at it, it's my parents that are getting the worst of it.
Better for them to do.
You ever play? Did you guys play against each other like backyard? Or
Yeah, I mean, everything in our house is a competition growing up. So I mean, we've done that, but never on a field.
An older brother obviously was one.
Up until a certain point, then,
Shorter brother always won.
Yes, that's fair. So yeah, well, how much family are you gonna have coming down? I mean, I don't Syracuse is too far away.
Yeah, so I mean, all of our immediate family's gonna be here, and then some uncles and aunts. So, be a nice trip.
Nice, that's awesome.
Eric, you're kind of the opposite. You're coming from California here. What's the experience like? Being on this big stage. You mentioned earlier coming from a non-traditional kind of hotbed. How has Coach kind of groomed you along to build your lacrosse IQ? And how does it feel to be here today?
Yeah, I know. It's awesome. At the same time, you kind of got to think that it's still a lacrosse game. You still got to, think that you still got to shoot and catch and pass. But yeah, it's really awesome to be on this big stage, and you only get this a couple times in your lifetime. So, like I said, just seize the moment. And my parents are coming out, so that's going to be special. So.
And you had your moment earlier this season out in California where you put up a heck of a game.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, I knew. What?
Nice little homecoming for you.
Yeah, that was cool. I had a bunch of people I know, and coaches and players that I played with were out, so it was really special.
Looks like we're losing Jeremy. Thank you for
Thanks for having me, guys.
We'll be in and out throughout this thing. Like I said, we don't know how this is going to go, but we're going to wing it and have fun. Playoff beards? Is everybody got everybody have a beard going?
Kind of. Yeah. I mean, this isn't very good.
I'm not sure if that shows up on camera.
Yeah. That's what I'm
yeah. Sean's got a nice one going.
It's getting there, man. It's still patchy, but with Coach T, usually he's straight cut. Hair a certain length, no facial hair, so. We're taking the most of this.
Yeah, I think Coach Brown has a little influence on that, the Canadian background. Yeah.
So when did it
You're all
start?
Canadians for all weekend.
Yeah.
It started whenever playoffs.
Okay, so
yeah.
I don't want to say how long this is.
Yeah, it takes a while.
Shape this morning.
It's just $5.
Awesome. Yeah, well, Adam Hazen sighting, everybody. Legend in Boston Cannons, MLL, and stuff like. So, the walk through the practice today, what was kind of the offensive focus for you guys? Obviously, you can't do too much, but there's a certain amount that you do have to do. So, what was kind of the focus there?
I mean, we were just hammering in some of the new motions that we put in, and then just focusing on getting our sticks right. Just coming from the dry air to the humidity of fall. Changed it a little.
Sticks flips a little bit, so
We did a lot of shooting.
tighten it up a little bit and take some extra shots, but we're ready.
A lot of talk recently about the evolution of this defense and how they've possibly been overshadowed by the offense for a while and kind of coming to their own and holding so many teams to less than 10 goals. How's it been lining up against those guys every week?
It's awesome to know that your defense is playing their best lacrosse. It's you know that you're gonna get your goals, and for them to be able to make the stops, that it's comforting for sure.
Yeah, and then just even in practice, people have kind of been saying who's Denver been playing all year? You play against them every day. it's definitely helped us as an offense to just keep it going.
It seems like Christian. I mean, just talk a little bit about Christian, the freshman coming in and being all Big East, pretty amazing. What is his evolution been like from the day he got here?
He's just he's a great kid. He's a goofball. So I have no questions that he's going to deal with the pressure. And even from the moment he stepped on campus, he's been a great defender. So I mean, he's definitely gotten a lot better since he stepped foot on it. But even for him,
he's a goofball. Who are the rest of the goofballs in this team here?
I don't know who else.
Jeremy's.
Yeah.
Most Canadians, it's
a different world.
Any jargon or lingo you picked up from all those Canadians? I love talking Canadians.
Beauty, poser, bunch of stuff.
Nice. So you've been to come to this event for how many Final Fours have you been to?
Too many.
Have you ever been to a Final Four?
As a spectator?
Yeah.
No.
No. Awesome. Any expectations for what we're going to see on Saturday?
I hope the fans show up.
Yeah, hopefully a big crowd. That'd be
Definitely
nice.
two great teams.
Yeah. Any thoughts on going against Duke's defense and how they're looking?
I mean, they're great. They're huge. They're big guys, and they get better as they go along. But we're just gonna try to stick to what we know, and playing like we know how to get the job done.
Nice. All right. Well, I think you guys are done. You're getting out of here, so we appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Congratulations on getting here.
Congrats.
We'll see you guys Saturday
All right.
afternoon live from Baltimore. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of the time. Soak it in. All right. Thank you to the Denver Pioneers for hanging out for a little bit. We're awaiting, I believe, Maryland.
Maryland or Duke will be here soon.
Thank you, Nicole, for helping us out. But yeah, that was good so far. I think, interesting talking to a little difference, offense, defense, different perspectives on things, and interesting to hear the little bit of a rallying cry from the defense. Underappreciated, overlooked defense by now.
Yeah, and Jeremy Noble puts things into perspective, really, really well. Just with how good the defense is, and if I'm Denver, I'm not worried about my offense going against Duke because you're playing against these guys.
Yeah, that was a great point that not everybody kind of realizes, and I think people have kind of underestimated Denver's schedule all along. They're going to be well prepared. Coach Tierney and Coach Brown are two of the best in the business, so I think that they're going to be fun to watch, and really impressed with Jeremy Noble's perspective on things. And press conference on Sunday and today, just kind of really a good mind for what's going on.
And something else that's come along for Denver that's kind of, we're able to discuss in this talk here, but face-offs, Hampton has been doing great past few weeks. I saw him in the Big East tournament against against Rutgers, and he did really well against Nardella, one of the top face-off guys in the country. And he did really well against Saputo last week, so.
Just motioning to Zach Babbitt maybe grab a couple guys for us since we're obviously hosting the live chat here. We're in the shadow of the great Shannon Sharp. But yeah, you mentioned Chris Anthony. Yeah, good point. I mean, tore up Nick Saputo on Sunday, which a lot of people thought was going to be the opposite with how well Nick was playing for Drexel. So that was a big difference. But so again, Denver playing Duke 1 o'clock, the first game on Saturday for M&T Bank Stadium, where we are right now. During the Final Four championship weekend media day. The first time we're trying this out, a little live hangout from the media day, pulling people in and out as they come and go. Little bit of news already. Notre Dame is not here. Their charter plane is stuck on the tarmac in South Bend, Indiana. So don't really know what's going on, but when they're going to get here. But adds to the intrigue of the event, I guess.
Yeah. Notre Dame, just another thing to add on their another hurdle to overcome for them, to maybe another rallying cry for them heading into the championship weekend.
Yes. Last week it was everybody rooting for Albany and nobody rooting for Notre Dame, and I think that carried through to the last seconds of that game when Notre Dame pulled that out in overtime with Matt Kavanaugh sticking that game winner. But
it's a pleasure to hear these guys talk about Coach Tierney and Coach Brown. Where Casey Bach is working on a story that's going to be up on Inside Lacrosse tomorrow about the evolution of this offense, losing so many key pieces that people thought were irreplaceable. Mark Matthews and then Eric Ball. And then now they're just as good, if not better than they were then. It's just remarkable how, and Coach Brown, the way he's, adored around the league for what he's done. It's just phenomenal the way that this offense can keep going.
Yeah, and Chase Guerrero, another key guy that they lost from last year. You look at how young defense is, but the offense is pretty different. With Jack Bosnian coming in and Zach Miller playing a huge role as a freshman, starting on attack, and Eric Adamson really stepping into a bigger role than maybe he had in the past. So Jeremy's probably the consistent there. Hey, what's up, Art? You want to hop on? We're on live TV right now.
I'm good, thanks.
You sure?
Yeah. Really.
Art Chase from Duke being very bashful right now.
Who are you talking to?
The internet. Want to say hello? Art Chase from Duke. Duke legend. You want to hop in?
Yeah, we'll hop in. What are we talking about?
You're a veteran of the Final Four. How many Final Fours now?
This is 9 and 10 years. Wow. Yeah, who would have thought?
Yeah.
In fact, I was kidding with Little Dino just the other day. 2004. That crowd's freshman year. You had Matt Danowski and that whole class that was so instrumental in the building of the program. They went 5 and 8 as freshmen, and got whacked by Virginia in the last regular season game. Lost in the first round of the ACC tournament to Maryland in a game that wasn't very close. And it said, if you'd said to us then, hey, you're going to go to Final Four in 9 out of the next 10 years, including this run of 8 straight, we probably would have said, maybe not. Tough to believe anyway at that time. So, but no, it's been obviously a great run and great to be here in Baltimore. That's for sure.
It's just what Duke does, right? They just go to Final Four.
Well, for the time being, and you have to understand, obviously we've seen it, in men's basketball. We've had, some women's basketball runs. We've had women's golf, some great runs. In fact, as we speak, our women's golf team is taking the lead on day 3 of the NCAA championships. Coach Dan Brooks has got 5 national titles to his credit. So it's interesting how that all works. But right now, obviously, it's been pretty special.
Nice. That's awesome, man.
Well, bigger and better things to come. Looks like you guys got some important guys to talk to. So let me exit stage left.
Yes, well, thank you for joining us.
Great to see you. Good to see you.
We'll talk to you guys in a little bit. You guys are next, I think?
Whenever we get
I'm not
here.
really sure.
So,
all right.
Patrick Fisher, the best SID in the business. He'll get his guys in here.
All right. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Connor Cannizzaro and Joe Locasio.
Connor, what's up, Joe? Good to see you.
Joe, what's up, Matt?
Have a seat. I think you're all in frame.
Yeah.
All of us, yeah. So we are live. Just talked to your brother, in fact. He was just sitting in that exact spot. Thanks for joining us. We're with the Maryland Terrapins here again at Media Day, championship weekend from the club level at M&T Bank Stadium. Short trip up 95 for you guys. I hear you practiced in College Park today, and are staying here tonight, obviously, for the weekend.
Yeah. We practiced real quick in the morning and then took the trip up.
Gotcha. You're done with school, I assume?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So what's the week been like for you guys?
Well, we've had some finals at the beginning of the week, so we've been finishing up with those. Some practices, getting ready for Notre Dame, preparing for them, and just getting ready for Notre Dame.
What did, today you said a short practice. Kind of at this point of the year, what do you really try to do? Obviously, there's not too much you can add in at this point of the season.
Yeah.
Kind of how do you game plan for this?
Beginning of practice, obviously you got to start with your stick work. Fundamentals. Make sure that even at this point in the year, you can always get a little better, keep a little bit sharper in your fundamentals. And then we just focus on turf lacrosse and stuff like that. Hitting ground balls. Focusing on stuff that we've been doing all year that's going to keep us sharp. And then go over the game plans for stuff.
Okay. Yeah. This season, kind of people were saying that maybe the offense hit a wall. Maybe but the past few weeks, it seems like you guys have been firing off cylinders. How do you feel right now? How confident do you feel heading into this weekend?
We feel pretty confident. We just gotta play our game and move the ball fast. Really play together as one. We can't just hold the ball and expect something to happen. So we just gotta move the ball around, get everyone in touch, and I think it should work out for us.
And you had a heck of a game this past weekend against Bryant. How do you feel your stick seems pretty dialed in right now?
I don't know. I guess it was just, Mike and Connor breaking guys down, getting the ball, shooting the ball in the goal is obviously the easiest part in comparison to, breaking your guys down, throwing a nice hard pass. So, I just had some opportunities
and finish. At this point in the season, everybody sticks sharp, everyone's dialed in, so you just have to make the best of your opportunity.
I mean, a fair amount of turnover last year to this year on your offense. The defense was kind of more, consistent, personnel-wise. What's been the key to you guys offensively? You coming in, obviously. But what's been kind of the key to you guys being so good and efficient on offense this year?
I would say team camaraderie. We're a pretty tight group, so it made the turnover easy. Obviously, guys like Connor, Matt, Colin Beacock, Camilo fans coming in, and with a great attitude, willing to learn from the older guys. Mike Chan and Chuck, probably being the glue guy, bringing us all together with his leadership. That goes without saying in the stat sheet and on the field. But the turnover, that's what every team has to deal with every year. You have to face some adversity, and the coaches have also done a great job at putting us in some spots that make us successful.
Your brother was just here, a little while ago, and we talked about potential for you guys to meet this weekend. Obviously, don't want to look past this first game, but in the backyard, which of the two of you wins?
I don't know. I would have to say he's really quick, so I don't think I'd match up that well in my defense, but I think he would say the same too. So I don't know. It'll be exciting, and I don't think my parents would like that.
Yeah. To the task at hand, it's a Notre Dame team that you're also familiar with. How do you see this game shaking out, and kind of what do you learn from the last meetings with them?
They're a great team. They have gotten better throughout the season, which is something that it's really hard to do, especially with the roller coaster of the schedule that everybody plays. Every team is so good now. There's no time where you can ever take the foot off the pedal per se. I think it's going to come down to ground balls. To be honest with you, who has the ball the most. We got both teams have good goalies, some good face-up guys. Everybody's got some firepower. Matt Kavanaugh's a great player, and I think we got Mike Chan and Chuck on our side, which is always a plus. So I think that the tougher team is going to come out bigger.
You mentioned Mike Chanchuk, obviously. What can you say? Obviously, people see the stat sheets, the numbers he puts up, clutch goals, clutch assists. He kind of does everything for you guys. But what do we not see that he does that's helping you guys?
I would say the biggest thing is he leads by example every day and every aspect of life. Whether that's the classroom, the social scene, staying after, even in the training room, taking care of his body. Leading by example is Mike's grade A, 100% character guy, and that's something that made it so easy for myself, for Connor, for the rest of the offense and the whole team to just follow his lead, just very, very simply lead by example.
Mike said something to the media last week against Bryant about you guys are going up against Wall. He said, we go up against the greatest goalie in the country week in and week out in practice. And just named a first-team All-American. Just shooting against him every day. That's got to give you some confidence, right?
Yeah, he gives a lot of confidence, and he gives it to us if he makes a save and we shoot a bad shot. So he lets us hear it. So every time we shoot, we gotta have our best shot, and that really helps us out.
Yeah, it's just it's really unbelievable because you get we're so fortunate and so lucky to shoot on Nico every day that when you get in the game, you're not gonna second guess that shot. You kind of just pull the trigger and give it what you got because if you scored on Nico, there's a pretty good chance that you're gonna score on any other goal.
Any good Nico stories? I feel like this guy, he's such a character. Some of us in the media have talked to him and had a good time talking to him. Is there any good kind of anecdotes that sum up his personality? He is such a unique character. It's not for goalies, but goalies are all crazy. But in general.
He's got some quirky little superstitions. He's funny. Be appropriate. He's been wearing the same cup for I think since he's been in 5th grade, which is kind of a very funny thing. Nico, he's I don't know, unbelievable guy. There's not a time where if you go up and talk to him about anything that he's not going to put a smile on your face, and it's been unbelievable for me to be here with him as my goalie for the whole entire time that I have been. It's just it's really unbelievable. Some other funny things, I don't know, He thinks he's pretty good at basketball, believe it or not. Probably could be a point guard for the 76ers. They probably could use him, but I don't know. Some funny. He's just Nico. That's enough said there.
Philadelphia's the best at everything, hands down, no matter what it is.
Best fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully he'll be there cheering you guys on next year in Philadelphia, I guess. Happy alum, maybe a national champion. Well, what's been your evolution this year? I mean, coming into Division I lacrosse as a freshman, playing obviously a huge role with a huge freshman class, an impactful freshman class. What's been kind of your take and where you've gotten so far?
Yeah, coming into the season and the whole year, there's a big learning curve. So the game's just a lot faster, a lot more thinking goes into it. And the older guys, Joe, Mike, Jay, Carlson, they've all taken, like, all the freshmen, me, Matt, Colin, and Rotans, all of their wings and help us out. Whatever we need, we can just go talk to them and just help us out every step of the way. Just makes it easier for us.
You mentioned earlier about the camaraderie of this team. That's something kind of I noticed even in fall ball. Just this team really seems to gel really well. Mike's one of the glue guys. Who are some of the other glue guys in this team that don't get the publicity or kind of the praise of the media?
I understand. First name comes off the top of my head is Brian Cooper. The warrior, total animal, just gives it literally everything he has, whether it's an argument about something so little or just coming out and playing extremely hard every day. Another guy, is Eric Barnon. He's a defenseman. He, just great personality, great guy, leader in his own right. And then I just think that, like, when you come to Maryland as a freshman, you kind of are bought in such a way that you have no choice but to follow the older guys. And as you grow up, you kind of just like take the reins on your own. And our freshman class, I think, has been pretty successful just because of the fact that, like, they're so hardworking. Like, funny little camaraderie thing, like, we'll come in on Sundays for treatment after the game, and, like, we'll joke about hiding Connor's stick so he doesn't go outside, work harder. You know what I'm saying? Just so, like, just take it easy, man. So stuff like that. It's just, little things that go a long way just to make everybody feel comfortable.
How tight is that? I mean, you guys are tight as a team. Is the freshman class, especially the offensive guys, you kind of bonded and developed kind of a unique relationship being freshmen that are playing a huge role in a final team?
Yeah, I think we bonded quite well. We're always together. All the freshmen, there's only 2 dorms that we live in, and we live all of those. So we're always together, always hanging out. And on the field, I think we have a good relationship, all of us, and with the older guys. So it's just a whole team effort, and I think we have really good chemistry across the board.
So are most other students still on campus? Is everybody still there, or did finals kind of end earlier in the week?
Yeah, today, finals ended yesterday. Some kids who got them pushed back had them today. But graduation was today, and move out was yesterday and today. So campus is a little hectic, but now it'll be quiet for when we get back. So yeah, I think everybody's pretty much gone now. Yeah.
We can see a lot of Maryland fans on Saturday.
I think so. I know that a lot of our school will attend just because the location's so close. It is almost a home game for us, which is awesome.
Turf alum right here.
Right, yeah.
Back here.
I remember you said that, it's hectic being graduation day. With my graduation, I actually got rear-ended on campus because the traffic is so much.
Drive.
Yeah, and that trip from College Park to Baltimore, even though it's short by mileage, it can take a few hours.
Oh, yeah.
It's just the wrong time of day.
Sure.
Speaking of which, going up to Hofstra, didn't you guys have a little bit of a long trip?
Yeah, like we took like a little bit different of a way than I probably would have if I went home. So going through New York City, even if you go at the right time, it seems to always be the wrong time just living there. But it was pretty awesome just to get home.
Yeah, it's like 7 hours.
Yeah, something like that.
I heard you guys
took a little while.
Yeah.
Is that the longest it's ever taken you to get back up there?
No, me and Charlie Rappa drive home together. I was the same for these guys, we best friends. So I think it took us like 9 hours one time was probably the worst that it was. We sat on like the Bell Parkway for like 4 hours.
Wow. Well, you did have a nice homecoming this past weekend. What was the crowd? What was it like playing at that game and having that kind of crowd there?
Yeah, I mean, it was just electric. Like, the Long Island was a very good showing for us. I think that I was telling these guys all week it's gonna be a great venue. I got to play a few of my championship games there in high school, and it was awesome just because it's so close. Not too often do we have NCAA games on Long Island. Hofstra was a pretty awesome venue, and I thought it was a home game for me as well. Like, there was a lot of Terp fans there, which was pretty unbelievable.
And you mentioned Charlie Raffa, your close friend, and your fellow St. Anthony's alum. I mean, heck of a year for him. He's just been a monster. He's been a warrior. Dealing with the nagging injury and just still kind of winning that face-off battle week in and week out, especially last week against the guy who was first-team All-American this year. Just tell me, you're shaking your head a little bit about that. But just tell me about Charlie.
I know Kevin pretty well from home. My respects go to him. He's an unbelievable athlete, great face-off guy. But Charlie's my best friend, and I'm not going to be scared to say that I think he got snubbed a little bit on that one. But you got to give him his due. Kevin had a great year. Statistically, had a great year.
How's Charlie feeling? I mean, how's he looking this week?
He's good. He's just being Charlie. Doesn't really say all that much about him actually being hurt because you can't really tell. He's a complete animal. So he's good. He'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, week in, week out, if you guys are behind, it can't be that stressful for you because we're at least going to get a few more chances to get the ball and do something with him taking the draws for you. It's got to be a tough one.
Yeah, it's great to have that in the back of your mind, knowing that you're going to get a few extra possessions and a few extra chances at trying to make something happen on offense because we have him always trying to get the ball back.
So what's on tap for tomorrow? What's kind of your schedule in that day before a pretty huge game on Saturday?
I think we have our practice tomorrow in Baltimore Stadium or Baltimore Stadium. So I don't know what else I haven't really looked at the schedule.
Yeah, we have breakfast and meetings, then I guess some media stuff, practice, lunch. Trying to. At this point, you kind of got to keep the nerves down. Make sure everything's sharp tomorrow. Obviously, at practice, just making sure that we're spending as much quality time together. Focusing on the game while not focusing. You guys know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Playing on this field here, I'm assuming you guys are Jets fans or
Giants
fans.
Giants.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Jets would probably be a little more difficult for you guys. I would think, but Giants, you can take advantage of the Ravens turn being in the shadow of Shannon Sharp here.
Matt's a big Ravens fan, so he chose the
Okay. I mean, we're it's respectable.
But so how do you keep? I mean, like you mentioned, kind of keeping the nerves down. Like, I asked the other guys this, but like the difference between playing in front of 30 and 40,000 people is, I would think, pretty stark compared to 5 or 8 or even 10, 15. Like, 13 in Hofstra. Like, what's the difference? How stark is that difference, and how do you kind of not try to ignore it?
I mean, it's tough not to ignore. You're gonna look, you have to enjoy what you're doing. You have to look up and notice, wow, there are a lot of people here watching me play lacrosse. And then you think back, like, wow, I've been trying to do this since you're how old, just playing in the backyard, pretending that what Mikey Powell, Paul Rabel, whoever you pretended to be at that point in your life. You know what I'm saying? So then, but once the game, once it focuses in, play in Bird Stadium. We played at Michigan. Those are some big venues where the crowd is significant. So you just kind of have to focus in and realize that all those people who are your friends and family at that moment don't really matter because you have been going through this journey with these guys on the field since August, September, and those are the ones that you have to go to battle for. So those are the only ones that you have to notice that are there.
Who were those guys that you pretended to be growing up? Long Island guy, a Central New York guy. Is there differences there? Who were kind of your idols, lacrosse idols when you guys were kids?
I mean, yeah, I kind of like AJ Hogan. He was a Long Island guy, Long Island midi. He was, pretty cool. Jay Jalbert, guys like those, the middies of the world. would say Mikey Powell's probably your guy.
Yeah, I grew up trying to emulate Mikey Powell, Casey Powell, Kenny Mims, some Syracuse guys because of the location. I grew up going to those games. So I'd always try to go in the backyard and just try to do what they did.
You guys been to Final Fours as spectators?
Yeah. The last one that was here, I was unfortunately, the outcome wasn't what we hope it's going to be. But yeah, I mean, I've been going to the Final Four since I was a little kid. Yeah.
I've been to 4 or 5 when I was a little kid. And great experiences. Great for lacrosse.
Yeah, and it's Maryland lacrosse. It's you mentioned earlier about you're gonna have such a crowd up here and such a rich tradition, and a lot of it's about the guys that you're playing with. Coach Tillman makes the point about to be aware of the history of Maryland lacrosse and kind of what that entails, all the people who come before you. Kind of, what example does that give you, and kind of what does that translate into on the field? How do you want to kind of represent the tradition of Maryland lacrosse?
I think the easiest thing to say is that is be the best. That's something that we go by, and that's a tradition that's been going on for more than 20 years now. So whether you're being the best on the field, going after every single ground ball that you can get, canning your shots, pumping up your teammates while you're on the sideline, and then while you're here for the weekend, making sure that you're being the best person you can be, holding the door open for somebody, making sure your teammate's okay, stuff like that, getting on them, drink that water, you know what I'm saying? There's little things like that to make sure that everybody's being the best.
What has been the evolution of this team throughout the season? It's kind of, it's such a hot start, and then obviously got a couple games in the middle there, but just kind of the difference maybe to getting back on track to where you wanted to be and winning these games down the stretch to get where you are today. It was kind of that maybe the turning point where you got back to what you were doing at the beginning of the year.
I think it was after the ACC semifinals against Notre Dame. We just really had to come back together and really focus and realize what we want to accomplish and what our main goals are at the end of the season, and really come together and decide to work harder and just really make a run at the final part of the season.
Halftime of that Cornell game, was there anything special said? Anyone kind of step up and really kind of push you, up over the top there in that great, second half?
In the locker room, Brian Cooper and Nico Amato kind of were just like, okay, it's time. Our coaches were out on the field talking, so it was just us in there at the time, and they were just like, Cornell's offense is pretty good, and we held them to 5 goals and a half, and we only scored 1. We had some significant opportunities. We just had to cancel shots. That's really all it was. And then it was kind of, we just dialed ourselves back in. We kind of were just like, okay, let's get back to who we are. Playing good lacrosse, sharing the ball. Coach Moran, who does a great job, our offensive coordinator, he stressed to us hitting singles rather than trying to hit a home run. So that was kind of something we just went back to. Hit some singles. Who cares? Who cares at that point? Who's going to score? Get that hockey assist.
And that's got to be a game that you can kind of rally around, as a team right there. Obviously, it saved your season, but just the ability to come back and win like that. Any point during these final games here, you got to have that in the back of your mind that you can come back and win it if you are down 2 goals.
Yeah, for sure. I would think that sort of attitude kind of started when we played Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
We were down, at halftime, and pouring rain out, and the first thing that kind of just came to my mind right now was Henry West, big transfer for us, who's having an unbelievable year. And I don't know where we would be without him. He played great against Virginia, had that game-winning assist against Cornell, his old team, obviously, which probably meant a lot to him, just to get the win and for personal reasons, obviously, everyone understands that. And it was good.
What was, take us through that play, when Henry passes, it seemed like that pass was in the air for 10 minutes to Mike all the way on the other side, and he ripped the shot. Take us through that play, what your vantage point was, and your vantage points were, and obviously an amazing result, what the reaction was after the
we just kind of were like, okay, we're gonna go after the short, whoever they shorted, and fade our best shooter, our best player to the backside, follow heavy, whoever was open, be lacrosse players and throw them the ball. Very funny thing that I noticed was me and Connor had the same exact celebration, fist bump to jump spin for some strange reason. I noticed that on the highlights of it, on Sunday morning. So it was unbelievable. I was just like, wow, like Mike is pretty good, Henry's pretty good. Like that was awesome. That was incredible.
Yeah, it's a great feeling when saw that ball going. It's just pumped there.
Which one of you guys on the team has the best celebration? I'm just gonna ask.
Yeah, I think it's Jay Carlson. If you watch not even when he scores, but when someone scores, he's trying to put his arms out.
Yeah.
And does like that
airplane thing.
I don't even think he knows he's doing it. It just happens. So it's pretty fun.
Nice. Not something you guys practice.
No.
So jump spin is just kind of.
There's just like a.
It's amazing how that kind of moment can turn you into like a 5-year-old, right?
Yeah.
Well, cool. I mean, any other keys to victory on Saturday? What's going to kind of get you guys going, and what you're really focusing on in terms of getting that win and getting to Monday?
I think that we have to make sure that we're playing like the score is 0-0 at all times. Whether we're up or down, you just have to make sure that you're playing as hard as you can, playing turf lacrosse and owning the ground.
What is one last question? How do you think your brothers looking against Duke?
I think they have a really good shot, especially because some key players on Duke have unfortunately been injured. So yeah, I think they match up well. We'll see how it plays out on Saturday. Wish you guys.
Nice. Well, yeah, it'd be fun to get to see you guys go against each other. Obviously, I'm sure it'd be fun to see you guys playing on Monday. Nice.
I'm sure your parents are freaking out about it already.
Yeah, they're already stressing.
Nice. Well, congrats, guys. We appreciate you being here, and congrats on getting here. We'll see you guys 3:30 Saturday afternoon against Notre Dame in the second game of the semifinals.
All right.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for having us.
Good luck. Enjoy these couple days.
Yeah, enjoy the festivities.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. Maryland Terrapins checking in. Sorry, I'm trying to get something off my screen that hopefully wasn't impacting the broadcast that we were on. Well, two good guests so far. We might have another joining us from Inside the Cross.
Big man.
What's up?
Great Terry Foy rocking his new 4.4 shirt.
Absolutely.
And as well as Matt.
Where's yours?
Here as well. I saved it for Saturday. I don't want to wear it out.
I didn't know who was in the dry cleaner. Getting pressed.
I do have to. Yeah, I gotta get it taken care of.
Free stop.
So tell us who you've been talking to, what you've been doing so far.
Yeah, so we've been talking to a lot of the similar folks that you guys have. Just kind of enjoying ourselves. We're giving them the more lighthearted side of the team dynamic. I'm hoping that we're going to get a little bit of you know how like when you go to an arena, like a basketball game, an NBA game, an NHL game, they always have like the like random questions that they ask all the members of the team. So we're doing something like that, and hopefully it'll turn out pretty well. So.
Any sneak preview? Any team who's kind of been on point with their answers?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of consistency, which I think might come to be expected. We learned some things about who likes to frequent tanning beds. There's a particular song that Denver is fond of after they win some games. So, yep, a lot of interesting stuff going on there. We also learned that not only I think you guys know that Notre Dame is not going to be here, and Duke is running behind as well. So we're off to a great start. So
Nice. You know what Duke's all up in?
Traffic. Yeah, I heard that was some people were talking about that as a storyline from
coming in with breaking news. What do we got? Oh, we have Peyton Williams. Oh, Team Bus from Peyton Williams. You're not going to be able to see that. But, just skirted a tornado. Yeah. Where are they?
Looks like the Jersey Turnpike.
Coming from Duke.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I don't know where they would be.
Just
they would
95,
be
95.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maryland said they got stuck in traffic getting up here from College Park. So
I mean, it took me a half hour to get across downtown from the IL offices to M&T Bank Stadium. But that's normal Lombard Street traffic.
I've actually had that situation happen on 95, like south of DC, where a tornado came down the middle of, where there's trees in between the north and south roads. It's crazy. So Hopefully they lucked out.
For those of you not in Baltimore, it is actually pretty gorgeous outside. It was threatening to rain earlier, a little sprinkle, but it's sunny and a little humid. But no rain right now. I guess there's storms in Philadelphia at least, and wherever Duke is. It's crazy that this weather is everywhere but here.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think we're keeping the stadium dry for everybody.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a good sign for this weekend for the games.
Yep.
Hopefully get some perfect weather. The Denver guys were commenting about how it feels much better. Jeremy Noble was commenting about how it feels much better this time around than when he was here. The really hot, humid weather that he had to kind of plow through in that semifinal game.
Yep. So what did you guys learn?
We got some good stuff. I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
Joe Ocasio was really impressive. His perspective was really impressive.
Biggest thing is it's something we've kind of heard a lot this year about this Maryland team. It's just they just mesh so well. As you think with having such a highly touted freshman class coming in, some personnel on offense, changing. Maybe it would be tough to build that chemistry, but they're really on and off the field. Camaraderie seems to be 100% all in for the Terps. You hear that in the post-game press conferences, but I think kind of put it really nicely today about how much they all really get along on and off the field and kind of hang out together and really are a team in every sense of the word.
Yeah.
What about Denver?
What did we get from Denver? We had a couple guys rotating out, Christian Bergdorf and Teddy McKenzie from the defensive side, and then
they were large individuals.
Yes. Big boys, but very unassuming, I would say.
Teddy was well dressed.
He was.
Yeah, his pants had that trim on the pocket thing you notice, and
stylish chin. But one thing that we did learn is that they have been allowed to wear playoff beards, which is not a normal thing in Bill Tierney's regime.
Okay.
Playoffs only. They suspected it was a Matt Brown influence decision.
Yeah, that wouldn't have surprised me. Yeah.
So I don't know if you could really see their beards on the TV, on the camera. I don't think you could because they're a little scraggly.
Eric Adamson's beard needs a little bit of work.
Yeah,
he needs to get.
They actually had a little bit of a pirate mustache thing coming in on top too. So
Jeremy
swashbuckling.
Yeah.
Facial hair.
Clearly, Jeremy Noble was leading the way with the facial hair. Is the oldest of the group that we talked to anyway. So,
right.
I think they're good. I was surprised that Sean and Connor Kaiser have never played against each other in any sports.
Really?
We've always played on the same team. Obviously, the backyard battles were pretty heavy for them back at Syracuse, but never played against each other. So,
so we could see that on Monday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would imagine that would be an interesting opportunity for the Cannizzaro parents.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
They both mentioned how the parents are freaking out about it already. So.
Yeah, I don't think it would be a good thing if they played for parents.
Yeah, I would. It seems it's one of those situations that seems really unlikely that they would end up with Sean mesh up on Connor or something like that. That would be awesome.
We got another special guest, Paul Rabel. From
I think you guys know him.
Sirius XM would be his latest and most
sorry.
current.
That's the reason you're here.
Yes.
Yeah. There you
So
go.
what kind of content have you been gathering?
Radio star.
Wow. Well, asking the questions versus answering them, it's a little different for me. But it's been fun. I think we're in a little bit of a break right now because you've got I remember going through this. You have Duke who's 100 yards away. And Maryland's still wrapping up interviews, and they're not going to cross paths. No way. That was the most difficult thing about the banquet that's going to happen after this is all the teams sitting together and everyone's quiet because you're about to go to war with these guys and you're having dinner with them. It's it's hard, but then again, I think they do it with the ACCs and stuff. But we were independent, so we just were never used to it. So coming to this banquet was always really weird. But anyways, we're in limbo right now until this team leaves.
I was talking to a couple people about that this week. Have you ever had the experience of playing against a coach who you had a really good relationship with through any capacity? Because I was talking to Jay Dyer about it, and he was telling me about how when Hopkins plays some of the guys that he trains in the offseason, they have different approaches for whether some of them shake hands with them pregame, some of them don't, that sort of thing. Have you ever been in that type of situation?
Well, I'm in it in the MLL now. So guys, one of my best friends is Kyle Hartzell.
Right.
And he actually guards me, so it's totally next level. But in college, one that comes to mind is Seth Tierney.
Right.
So I had a great relationship with him, and he was like my guidance, my mentor. He developed a lot of my shooting techniques and stuff, and he had left after won a national championship with him my freshman year. Right. Leaves after my sophomore year, which was a great move for him. And but I remember you get that like real like familial feel where you're like playing against your brother almost, and you want to win even more. It's like something internally you can't control, but like you think it's actually opposite in sports. Like people you're closest with, you want to beat more, right? Than like your enemies.
Did you talk to him pregame when you would play against Ultra?
No. And they beat us actually.
Or they would always play tough.
Yeah. My senior year, we beat them twice. My junior year, the first time against Seth and his team, they beat us, and I like didn't even want to shake his hand. Yeah. So distraught.
Yeah.
You played in a bunch of these events, Final Four. What was the key to maintaining the level that you wanted to, not getting psyched out by the much bigger crowd, by the media attention, by the downtime that you have, the this factor of the day off and whatever. What was the key to that?
Well, I mean, even doing these, I got to run in a segment. Doing these with these interviews with SiriusXM, I'm trying to remember what my state of mind was like. Yeah. But the thing about lacrosse is a lot of these guys come from great families, and all the coaches here are so great, really high character, quality guys, and they instill a lot of like calming, respectful presence that these guys, you can tell, they all have the same answers, right? And they're very reserved. They're not going to talk bad about the opposing team, and they're just very well spoken. And I was really excited. This was my favorite week of the year. I spent so much time. We go out to movies and eat, practice, get there early, stay after later, and I was trying to, draw that answer out of some of the guys, and it's just like calm on their face, but I think I was probably like that too, especially with Coach Petramami, who constantly drills you on things to say in front of the media. You don't want to misstep, and you want to make billboard material or marketing material. So, anyways.
All right, nice. Cool. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for the rest of the interview.
Good luck on the other side of the
camera.
All right, I'm gonna bounce too.
Terry's gonna bounce
as
well.
Greg, some Duke guys.
All right, we talked about getting the first midfield over here. I don't know if that'll still happen, but
do our best.
Yes, go to work, guys. Once again, we are still live.
Yeah, we're here.
You can ask questions in the app. There are no questions, so it's not a good sign for how many people are actually viewing this.
Everyone's stuck in this apparent tornado that.
Yes, the Duke was stuck in. It sounds like they are here, but weather impacting us so far. But this is kind of a unique atmosphere where, as Paul mentioned, you're kind of just hanging out. It's pretty chill, but pretty serious stuff going on, this weekend. So you get grilled a little bit by the media. Again, you get so much downtime, but you guys seem pretty focused, obviously, and the coaches that are leading them are pretty veterans. So
we've talked to two teams who have coaches who are among the elite in Division I, Coach Tillman and obviously Coach Tierney. So those guys are in the right state of mind as much as they can be, I would imagine. So.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, all four of these guys. I mean, Kevin Morgan and these guys have been here. John Danowski they have plenty of experience in Final Four, and I think that makes a difference. I mean, I don't know if the first time Final Four, participant has won the national championship right away. I don't think that's happened. First time they got to the Final Four, they won 2 games. Probably not a bad stat to look up. But
check that.
In this case, it's kind of irrelevant. But
we heard it from Jeremy Noble. He didn't say he wasn't prepared for that first Final Four, but it was just such a unique experience that this time around he knows a lot better about what he's going to do and what he needs to do to get this team prepared.
Yeah.
That maybe he didn't the first time. Yeah. Obviously, the weather played a role in that one too. So.
Yeah, that heat humidity did not treat the Denver guys well. Having played in mile high, a little later air out there. So, but I think one of the key things of every Final Four is senior leadership, right? I mean, these guys have it. Mike Chanchuk is a huge example, as we heard about from Joe and Connor, like how big he's been for them all year, on the field, off the field, setting an example for everybody. And when you're in this environment, I think you need, especially those seniors, to really kind of calm the freshmen down, get everybody in line, make sure the coach's message is coming through, and that's really important.
And Chanchuk has really been the star of this postseason. I think the game-winning goal against Cornell, just a heck of a performance against Bryant.
9 points.
Everyone talks about how selfless he is and how much of a good leader he is. You have to wonder, like, could he have been Player of the Year candidate if the World Conference was different? He's playing his best lacrosse that he's played in his career. He's had kind of a circuitous route to where he is, suffering injuries. You have to feel like he wants it a little more than some of the other guys. Given the fact
Yeah, and I've talked to guys, pro guys, after they graduated, and there is a big difference, seniors to non-seniors. Your last year, there's a lot more urgency. There's obviously that sense of urgency where you're not going to get enough practice. And regardless of how much you can motivate everybody and get everybody going, and obviously everybody wants to win a national championship, but it's just a different level when you're a senior. And I've heard multiple guys talk about, well, we had a lot of younger guys who just went into it that year, whatever. Like, you don't hear that at the time, but it kind of makes sense. And it's just the way it is. So like, the seniors really have to lead the way and really put that emphasis on. This is our only shot here, guys. We're only going to be together once. We got to make this happen.
And another thing, a common theme that might be kind of a cliche in sports now. You talk about seniors and which team has the best seniors. Which team is the hottest coming into the Final Four weekend? And it's really tough to pick a winner of which team is hotter than any other weekend. So they're all kind of.
Yeah, absolutely. Nobody's really stumbled into this postseason. So there's a reason for that. I think we're seeing that more and more. The importance in lacrosse of peaking at the right time and playing well in just the tournament. Before it was almost like you could win your couple games, late April games, you played well. It was easier to get farther in the NCAA tournament. Now every game's important. As we saw with Brian playing game team beating Syracuse in the first round. That was the upsets that we're seeing and the ability for anybody to win at any of these games is really making a big difference, I think, in the way that lacrosse is kind of set up.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we won't be able to talk to Notre Dame today because their travel plans got delayed a little bit. But just kind of talking about them now, for them to win the way they did last week against an opponent, that I was at that game, and you could feel it that there was a big percentage of the crowd wanted Albany to be in the Final Four. Notre Dame being able to come back and win and get that kind of rallying cry win, that's got to be really a big plus in that.
It's such a huge momentum driver, and they were playing, I'm sure it felt for them like they were playing against the world in that game. In a sense, they were. I wasn't there, but 13,000 sellout crowd packed. Probably 90% of it was rooting for Albany down the stretch there, and the way that they came back. I was here in M&T Bank Stadium for the Syracuse Navy game in 04, and that was just insane to hear the way the crowd was so on Navy's side. It was such an awesome game too, but you noticed that, and everybody talked about that after the game, how pro-Navy that crowd was. It was cool. It probably motivated Syracuse in a way, but Notre Dame has been kind of the rallying cry. Definitely, everybody wanted Albany to win. I'm sure there'll be another rallying cry now. They couldn't even get here on time, but the fact that nobody wants them to be here, they would rather have seen Albany, so to speak. I'm sure that's going to be a motivator.
Yeah, and we're going to have a story off on Inside Lacrosse either tomorrow or later tonight. Check Notre Dame's team page and then check the website about Brian Coughlin, who does a lot of our stat work. He's reprising an article he did earlier in the year about Notre Dame's clutch performance and how they always seem to be. If you could statistically put, what is the most clutch team, Notre Dame is it. They're the team that, in the last minutes of the game, they win more games than other teams. They're down by a goal. They're the team that's most likely to be able to, win that game in the last 2 minutes of the game. It's really a special thing that they have going on. And Matt Cavanaugh has been the focal point of a lot of those clutch goals.
Yeah, Matt Cavanaugh's been unbelievable. He's one of my favorite players to watch. Maybe my favorite player to watch who's left in the tournament. Now that Lyle and Miles are out, to be honest. But just the way he plays, he's so scrappy. He plays so hard. He rides so well. That play the ball that he saved on the end line there. That play was so indicative of his ability and the way he plays with that kind of hockey background, just scrapping and making anything happen. But that really, that play to me kind of saved their season. But and then he goes and scores the game winner. So the fact that he can do both of those things is pretty amazing. So he's had an unbelievable year for them. They're second-team All-American for a reason, and he's a big reason why they're winning these games late.
Yeah, and just been more aggressive. That 10-man ride was a great coaching decision, and really turned the game around for them. Jack Neer is another guy who's like another one of those unheralded guys who comes through with some great transition plays and really makes things happen for them. Shame won't be able to talk to them, but looks like we got some visitors here.
Some players. How are you, man? What's going on? John, Jelani?
How's it going, Deemer?
Nice to meet you. We'll move over for you. Thanks for hopping on. We are live to the lacrosse world, so to speak. Congratulations on being named a first-team All-American today. How's that feel?
Awesome. A lot of hard work, so it feels good to be recognized for that.
Nice, nice. I mean, as a sophomore, to be a midfield first-team All-American is a pretty amazing accomplishment. What's been that? I mean, tell us about the evolution this year, freshman. Everybody talks about how difficult the transition is from freshman middies to division level. What's been that transition freshman year to sophomore year for you that's been so successful?
Well, I think the biggest thing for me was last year getting to sit behind guys like Dave Lawson, Jake Trippier, and Josh Offit. They really took me under their wing, and I know it's the same for Miles. They really showed us the way. So seeing how those guys dominated last season really set a great path. And I think just trying to do some things that they do, trying to do some things that I personally done in my game, just kind of mesh that together. And Coach Caputo and Matt Janowski have done a great job of teaching us all the different things and working with us. So I really credit those guys and the guys from last year really helping me get to where I am today.
Coach Janowski, it's kind of a trademark of him with the middies. He brings them along in due time to kind of make sure that their growth is appropriate for the game as they grow the best as a player. His influence, what's it been on your game?
It's been awesome, and I think not only lacrosse-wise, but mentally, he's done a lot for me personally. I know for a lot of other guys to try and get rid of some nerves, have more fun, and stuff like that really helps your confidence. It really helps us grow into that role and becoming more of a leader on the team. So I think not just the lacrosse, but the mental aspect as well really helps to push us along.
A lot of hype on your midfield right now. You're doing you, Miles, and Christian. What's been working so well for you guys? Describe what is been successful.
I think Christian's done a great job being a senior, bringing Miles and I along, continuing the leadership from last year. Jordan Wolf, Josh Dye, those three guys on offense have done a great job of getting everyone together, making sure we're all agenda-free. We're all playing for each other out there. Not really worried about who gets the goal as long as Duke gets the goal. I think that's been a huge key to our success. It's just been a lot of fun to be out there, with Christian and Miles.
Classmate Miles is huge. You guys have both had nice big evolutions this year. But talk about playing alongside him and what he's done alongside you to both make huge jumps this year.
I think it's been awesome playing with Miles. He's obviously a great player, great physical presence. I think we complement each other well. And this year we've really bonded well, and everything's been great playing together. So I'm happy that we have 2 more years together.
Speaking of the devil, we were just talking about you.
Big guy.
How we doing? Come on in. Miles Jones joining us on broadcast here. We're just talking about your evolution this year. Congratulations on being a second-team All-American
Thank you.
today. How's it feel like sitting here and being in another Final Four?
I mean, this is awesome.
Yeah, come on in.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Got the whole gang's here.
Come on in, buddy.
Speak in.
Sweet, you're all set up. Yeah. You're the boss, man.
Yeah, so
We got the big guy in here, so it's a little tighter now.
the experience is awesome. I mean, we've worked really hard all year. Final Fours, it's kind of like what we work to. Once we're here, like, it's just another appearance. I mean, we take it very seriously, and our main goal is just to win 2 games. That's on everyone's mind. Not looking past the first game, but we're here for a reason. That's our main goal.
Gotcha. Christian, what's kind of your take on how you guys are playing right now? Your offense, a lot of hype on this unit, obviously, and the offense in general. But what's your kind of viewpoint as one of the older guys and how this offense is evolved this season?
It's been awesome to be a part of and to watch, even when I'm not out there watching these guys. Coming into the season, our midfield was a little bit of a question mark. And to see what these 2 guys have done beside me, it's been really fun to be a part of. And not even mentioning Josh Dine and Jordan Wolf and Case Mathias and the way those guys have played as well. But it's been really cool. It's really cool to be a part of it.
You're traveling up here today. Just seems a little bit of a difficulty just getting to here. What was the weather situation you guys had back in?
We actually beat the weather. It was just like we knew it was coming, so I think they
we flew.
Oh, okay.
We had a bus come up with all of our stuff just so we could try to get here on time, but our flight was delayed for an hour. That's why we were able to. We didn't see
you saw Peyton, your photographer, tweeting out some pictures. It looked like it was hell on earth there.
Yeah.
We got somebody creeping in behind us here. What's up, Paul? How are we doing, man?
Good, Pat. How are you?
Good. How are we doing?
Good.
Want to fire any questions at these guys as we're talking midfield? You know.
No, I mean.
Midfielder?
Yeah, good luck this weekend. I've been a big fan of what you guys do. It's incredible style you guys play. Good balance. I've enjoyed it a lot, yeah. You guys fired up? You got any celebrations lined up? I can't believe it's just, great sellies. No synchronizing sellies. So you got.
We have the
Oh, you do. I seen the Manziel over there. There you go.
I still can't get in there.
Why can't you get in that?
I'm an old guy.
Yeah.
Too old.
You gotta come up.
Show me out. I try to come in.
You gotta get like some type of lefty drop and
I get the forearm shiver.
There you go. Nice.
Who's got the best celebration on team?
I mean, everyone says to me, I do what comes to me. Dude, that's what it's all about.
Jordan's got the patented fist bump.
Yeah.
He's shaking the head, which is pretty
It's a hard fist bump.
Yeah.
Ocho's a double guns.
Oh yeah.
He does that one.
What's on tap for tonight? Any team stuff? You guys have the banquet, right?
Probably some more food after the banquet.
Food. Load up.
Just hanging out.
Yeah. Fired up. Awesome time. Cool, fellas. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, Paul.
What are you guys doing this weekend to kind of stay loose but stay focused? Lots of downtime, lots of time kind of with each other. How do you make the most of that and kind of make sure you're most prepared for when the whistle blows?
I mean, I can say from being the older guy, I was here 3 years ago, and that was kind of a big thing for me coming back, was just trying to realize and make sure I focus on enjoying it. Because I know coming in here as a freshman, it definitely wasn't easy playing Maryland, having 45,000 Maryland fans earlier. So I kind of took it for granted almost, and so now I've been preaching to these guys, just enjoy it as much as you can and take it all in, but really enjoy it.
I mean, Coach Tanowski's got to be a steadying influence. Like being here 8 years in a row and 9 of 10 years in the Final Four as an institution, it's kind of what Duke does now. Is really just gets to the Final Four and plays great lacrosse this time of year. It's got to be really calming influence for you guys.
Yeah, Coach keeps us very level-headed. I mean, it's easy. It's very easy to get freak out here. A lot of guys, they want to win so bad that it could take over. So I mean, Coach Tanowski really keeps us calm. And we had 3 great days of practice. No one was freaking out nerves and got to it. And I think that was really really cool for our older guys. They were calm and
they're going to do, but I think we prepared for all of it, so we're just going to go out and just, play the way we've been playing, play hard, play focused, and just have fun, and then we'll just take care of ourselves and see what happens. So.
I think the cool part of the way we've been playing offense has been a little bit matchups change within an offensive set. So I could start out pulling Miles and Deemer, the pull can end up with myself, and then Miles got a shorty, and we love that matchup. So anybody on our offense has a short stick matchup, we like. So.
Yeah, I think Coach Caputo is he's a mastermind in what he does. I mean, he'll watch the first 2 possessions and see how they play us, and he'll come on the 3rd possession and we'll plan. So we really trust him. All the guys buy into Coach Caputo, and we just listen to him. And he's there in the wrong, which is kind of scary, but
kind of stuff.
You guys just continue to roll through whatever. I mean, this year, obviously, Josh, unfortunate injury on Sunday. It doesn't sound like he's going to go. It sounds like Kyle will play his spot on attack. What's just kind of the difference been like in practice this week for you guys offensively? How does that change you going into Saturday?
I think Kyle's a great player. I mean, he's going to step in and play the role very well. They're two total players. You can short stick Josh Dial. He's not much of a dodger. It's what some teams have tried to do. Kyle Keene's a great dodger. He can break down defenders, pass, and so I think it changes not only our team offense, but it has changed with team like defenders. I mean, you can't just short stick him in case and bring 2-1-6 up. I mean, both of them being able to handle the ball it's going to be a huge plus for us.
Denver's defense, especially in recent weeks, has kind of been on fire and really, they've held quite a few teams in a row, under 10 goals. Since the last time you've seen them, they've clearly improved. Have you guys seen that on film and studying that?
Yeah, we watch a ton of film. Coach probably watches more film than anyone I've ever met before.
I think you get texts from Coach Buda at 3 a.m. sometimes.
Yeah,
you got 5 kids that are leaving.
So
it must drive you like nuts.
Yeah, we've looked at everything they've done, their tendencies, where they play, where they possibly could play us, and in practice we play against 6 poles. So I mean, there's sticks all over the place, nothing we've ever seen before. I think that really makes it a lot easier when we come out and someone has a short stick, which I'm used to dodge. For 5 days in a row, I've dodged against long sticks. I mean, everyone has to make a play in practice, so it's a lot easier in the game.
Gotcha. Miles, we saw you score on Sunday in a variety of ways, and all season. Going through a guy, dodging, ripping a shot from outside. What's your favorite way to score?
I get really fired up when I score a lefty down the alley. Those are always cool. I mean, a lot of times people jump to my right hand, so I jump right and go left. I get a ton of space, and I get excited to shoot that one.
I definitely jacked this up. That one.
Yeah, we actually, Terry right there just, wrote a story today about, how asking MLL defenders how, would they guard you. Is there a dream matchup you have, a guy you'd like to go against? Obviously, it's a team game, so it's tough to pick one-on-one. But, of the legendary defenseman, is there one guy you'd like to go against? Or even a college guy you'd like to go against?
Well, I mean, I went to Salisbury and so did Brody Merrill. And Coach always said how hard of a checker he is. So I would like to go against him. He's a big guy. It'd be cool to go against a really good defenseman. Go and play long-stick midi and see what I can do against these guys.
One of the greatest in the world. That'd be a good one.
Greatest ever. He may still be playing by the time you get to the Art Chase just gave me the wrap-up signal, so I think we have to let you guys go. We appreciate the time. Good luck to you guys.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Good luck on Saturday.
Good luck.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations on all your success so far.
Thank you.
You guys are looking good, by far the best.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice time.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Good luck. All right. Well, we did an hour and a half in the books, the longest live hangout we've ever done.
It was cool.
By far. I think we survived somewhat unscathed. I don't think there's any problems.
Nah, didn't know if it was going to work, but it turned out. So.
We need Tony Reale here to tell us what we spoke inaccurately about. But no, I think that was good. Those guys were it's good. Getting text from Ron Caputo at 3 a.m. is an interesting anecdote about the Duke offense. I think anybody else want to hop in here?
Do you think you have to answer that text if you get a 3 a.m. one from your assistant coach?
Yeah, we'll do a little wrap up. We're just talking well about your guys.
Is that a trap?
Is that a what?
Is that a trap? Is he texting them at 3 a.m. and then if they respond back, it's like, what do you
go?
Yeah, exactly.
It's got to be a good technique if it works.
Yeah, and it's probably a good technique to not have to deal with all your 5 kids too. You're working. So I think there's a strategic factor there. But
Duke is, if anything, they're atypical in what they do. So just another example of them kind of carving their own path, which a path that always ultimately ends up in the one. So it's worked for them.
You know what I just learned? They eat dinner together every day, like during the postseason, which I found to be interesting.
Really?
There are so many things. I think that's one of the untold truths of the tournament, and particularly once you advance to this point. Like one of the big values of making it to the Final Four is if the tournament's 3 weeks long, then the difference between the semifinals and the finals one day, right? But you get an additional 4 or 5 days of practice for the young kids on the team. That's, you know, I mean, an additional 4 or 5 days, and particularly when you multiply it by 3, you know, that's almost a third of your season compared to over the course of, you know, January to the end of April, and that could be a big deal. But not only that, it's the best weather. School's over. Everything about it is just love and life. And I think that, you know, the dinner thing is an aspect of just how enjoyable it is, how much you don't want it to end, how much you want to be able to continue to hang out with your teammates. And, you know, here they are. For everybody, even the champion, their season's only 4 more days, you know, it's only got 4 more days left in it. So, you know, definitely something to be savored.
And I think it's interesting at this point to know who's still, the whole playoff's long, who's still in classes and who isn't. Like,
yeah, Denver's still in class.
Yeah, Denver's in class. Maryland had finals this week. I don't know about the other school. I think Duke's up.
Duke's done, yeah.
I don't know Notre Dame, but Drexel would have still been in class, obviously. So that makes a big difference. Yeah, exactly. I think that, I mean, especially in the first couple rounds, when some teams are done that early, it makes a big difference.
Absolutely.
Well, we could keep talking forever. That's what we do for a job. Maybe we should wrap it up, I think.
Yeah.
I think the hundreds of viewers that are on right now can probably sign off. But we appreciate you guys joining us. This will be archived, so if you're watching it later, this was Thursday night from M&T Bank Stadium, Baltimore, Maryland. The media day, we had some good stuff. We had all 3 of the 4 teams come through, and it was a lot of fun.
A lot of fun stuff, a lot of cool anecdotes. Shaping up for a good weekend. Can't wait.
Thanks to all the players. Get here safe, Notre Dame.
Yes, good luck to Notre Dame. Thank you, everybody, Duke, Maryland, and Denver for hopping on the hangout, and Paul Rabel and Art Chase, celebrity guests. Thank you, guys. Signing off.
See ya.
See you on Saturday.